Welcome back to Bahamian Mathematics. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share to see more videos just like this one. In today's video, we will be identifying various algebraic vocabulary. We'll learn words like variable, term, constant, expression, coefficient, and equation. What do they all mean? We're going to find out now. First, let's look at what algebra means. Algebra is the part of mathematics that uses letters, numbers, and symbols to represent numbers and quantities in various formula and equations. We will see things like x, pi, a half, 3z, h plus 1, 3p plus 1 equals 10. All of these items you will see in algebra. Let's break each one down. First of all, what is a constant? A constant is simply a value or a number that never changes in an equation. It is always the same. And so constants are numbers like 5. Pi is a number. A half, 0.75 is also a number. Minus 12. These will always be the same. They will never change. They will remain constant. And each one of these is known as a constant. So let's put this into practice. Which one of these are considered a constant? You will determine yes or no. The square root of 5, is that a constant? Yes, it is, because it will always be the same value every time we punch it into the calculator. What about 1.4? Is that a constant? Yes, it is. 1.4 will always be 1.4. What about 4x? No, that's not a constant, because depending on the value of x, your answer can change. What about minus 4? Is minus 4 a constant? Yes, it is. Minus 4 will always be minus 4 and nothing else. Let's look at another algebraic word, variable. What is a variable? A variable is a letter which can take on any numeric value. So any letter of the alphabet we can write is a variable. Noted here, X, S, Z, D, H, they are all variables. That's very easy. And so let's look, which one of these are variables? K, is K a variable? Yes, it is a letter of the alphabet, and it can take on any value. We note that variables can vary, which means they can change, which means K can be 5, or K can be 6, or K can be whatever number I want it to be. 142, is that a variable? No, 142 is a number, which means it is a constant. P, is P a variable? Yes, P is a letter of the alphabet and it is a variable. It can take on any value. 0.8, is that a variable? No, it is a constant because it is a number. Let's look at the word term. A term is a letter or a number or both joined by multiplication or division. So here is x, that is a term. The number 3 is also a term. It's a number. The letter Z, that's a term. 3Z really means 3 times Z, but it's a term. 1 divided by W, that is also a term. So let's see whether these are terms or not. Which one of these are terms? K, is K a term? Yes, it's a term because it is a letter. 15G, is that a term? Yes, 15G means 15 times G, and it is a term. 3 plus T, is that a term? No, 3 plus T is actually called an expression, which you will learn a little later on. It contains two terms, 3 and T. So this is not a term. 110, is that a term? Yes, 110 is a number, and it is a term. Now let's look at that word expression we just talked about. An expression is two or more terms joined by a plus or a minus sign. So x plus 1 is an expression containing the terms x and plus 1. 3 minus 2s is an expression. It contains two terms, 3 and minus 2s. Z plus x minus w contains three terms. This is an expression also. The three terms are z plus x and minus w. 3z plus 5 is also an expression. It contains two terms, 3z and plus 5. 1 over w plus 3d is also an expression. It contains the terms 1 over w and plus 3d. So let's see if you can figure out which one of these is an expression. 1 minus x, is that an expression? Yes, because it contains the terms 1 and minus x. It contains two terms, making it an expression. M, is m an expression? No, m is a term. Remember, terms are letters or numbers. C plus d, is this an expression? Yes, it contains the terms c and plus d. 2p minus 2e, is this an expression? Yes, it contains the terms 2p and minus 2e. And now let's look at the word coefficient. A coefficient is simply the number in front of a variable. If there is no number written, the coefficient is 1. We know variables are letters of the alphabet. And so if there is a number in front of the letter, that is a coefficient. So in 2s, 2 is the coefficient. 3p, 3 is the coefficient. In g, I see no number in the front, and when this happens, we know that there is a 1 in the front, and the coefficient is 1. 15z, the coefficient is 15. 0.4x, the coefficient is 0.4. Name the coefficient in each term. 7w, what is the coefficient? The coefficient is 7. What about h? What is the coefficient? I don't see a number in the front. When that happens, we know the coefficient is 1. What about 3c? What is the coefficient? Yes, the coefficient is 3. How about n divided by 2? The coefficient is not 2 because we can rewrite this as a half times n. And so therefore the coefficient is a half. And the final definition, equation. An equation is simply an algebraic statement with expressions and or terms that has an equal sign. And so 2s equals 5 is an equation. 3p plus 1 equals 10 is an equation. I see an equal sign. G equals 11 is an equation. It has an equal sign. 15z plus z equals 22. That has an equal sign, and it is an equation. And m plus 2 equals a half. This also is an equation. So now you determine which one of these is an equation. 2x equals 1. Is that an equation? Yes, because I see an equal sign. What about m plus 3? No. M plus 3 is an expression, not an equation. I don't see an equal sign. What about y equals 14? Yes, that's an equation because I see an equal sign. And 0.4x, is that an equation? And now it's quiz time. Using the words that we've learned in the lesson, name the items shown. You have 5 seconds. Time's up. What is x? X is actually a term, but it's also a variable. So either one of those is correct. Question 2. Name the item shown. 5x. Time's up. 5x is a term. It also has an x variable inside of it. Question 3. Name the item shown. 5x plus 1. Time's up. We can see a plus sign connecting the terms 5x and 1, and this makes this an expression. Question 4. Name the item shown. 5x plus 1 equals 6. Time's up. That's easy. I see an equal sign, and so that makes this an equation. And last question, question 5. Name the item shown. 3d plus e minus f. Time's up. I don't see an equal sign. I see 3 terms, 3d, e, and f connected by plus and minus signs. That makes this an expression. And now you've solved the mystery behind algebra vocabulary. Well done.